Hello everyone, welcome back to our online class. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about our Blueprint 5 subject, right? Okay, so today we're gonna learn something new in our book, which is about the Module 3. Here is about the Module 3. The title of our module is Nature. So the whole lesson may be covered from all things that are related to the nature, right? Okay, so you're gonna learn about nature as well. So our title today is about the changing climate. Okay, so we are on page 38. Please turn your book to page 38 all together, everyone. Are you at there? Okay, very good. So today lesson we're gonna focus on about the climate change as well. So now let me talk about the word weather. Okay, so weather is the conditions in the air in a particular place and at a certain time, right? So this is about the word weather. But what about climate, everyone? So the word climate is referred to the usual weather condition in a particular place and about the period of time as well. Okay, so don't get confused, okay, between the word climate and the word weather. So here is about the warm-up section. 1. How often do you read or watch news stories about climate change? Okay, and 2. What climate change news have you heard about recently? Let's try to answer these two questions by yourself, and then you can take note in your piece of paper. And after you finish your answering the question, you can send that question to your group study. Right, so you are going to look at the chart and answer the questions. So we have 3 questions. So now let's read about our 3 questions. The first question is, when were temperatures most often below average? Okay. And 2, what prediction about climate change does the writer make in text 2? 3, what are 2 extreme weather events mentioned by the writer? We have 3 texts, but the first text is about the chart, so you need to look at it, okay? And then for the second text and the third text is you guys going to listen about our speaker as well. Okay, are you ready, everyone? Now let's start all together. Okay, so text 1 is about the global land and ocean temperature anomalies in January, from January to December. Okay, so what you see is we see the year that start from 1880 until 2010. Okay, so what you see in 1940, the temperatures most often below the average. That's what we see in 1940. But the average in 2010 is also lower as well. So here is about the source of U.S. depth of commerce, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administrations. Okay, finished, everyone? Right, so we have talked about our chart recently, which the statistic was researched in 2010, right? So it is starting from 1880, right, and until 2010. Can you answer about our first question, everyone? So what were temperatures most often below average? So the temperature most often below average in 1940, right? So now let's continue about our reading. Right, so now let's move on to our second question and the third question. So for the 2 questions, you need to listen and read about our text first. Okay, are you ready? Now let's start all together.
Track 10. Climate change is happening, but it's natural. Temperatures may be rising now, but they will fall again. Some scientists say that greenhouse gases from cars and factories are causing climate change. But the fact is that we've had several cold periods throughout history. Between 1650 and 1850, there were several periods when temperatures dropped and caused little ice ages. I think if we wait, temperatures will drop again. If you want more proof, you can look at Antarctic ice levels. If the Earth is warming to a dangerous level, ice should be melting. However, a 2015 NASA study found that the amount of ice on the Antarctic ice sheet has increased, not decreased.
Let's not kid ourselves. Around 97% of experts believe that human activity is causing climate change. The rise in greenhouse gases will continue to increase land and ocean temperatures. If we do not change our attitude toward climate change, we will damage our planet in ways that we can never fix. In fact, scientists believe that we will reach the tipping point for extreme climate change within the next 50 years. If this happens, ocean levels will rise, and droughts, floods, and other dangerous weather events will increase. Many people, animals, and plants will die if we do not change our habits now.
Okay, finish. Right, so let's talk more about our text that which you have recently heard about our text from our speaker as well, right? Okay, so our text one is about how the climate is going to change, right? And who caused the climate change. But actually, for our first speaker in the text one, the speaker say the causings of the climate is not about the human at all. It's about the natural itself, right? Like he said, he also said the temperature may be rising now, but they will fall again. And then some scientists say that the greenhouse gases from cars and factories are causing the climate change, right? But actually, some researchers say no, it's not like this. Because what? Because the fact that we have had several cold periods throughout history, like from between 1650 and 1850, there were several periods when temperature dropped and caused little ice age, right? So it means like the climate is not really changed because of the human or the people at all, right? Because in 1650 and 1850, at that time is the kind of greenhouse gases from the car or from the motorcycle or from any factory is not really popular or increased, right? So why that we need to say the climate changing is about the human, about the people, right? So anyway, in 2015, the NASA study also found that the amount of ice on the Antarctic ice sheet has increased and not decreased as well. So the climate change is also about the focus on the the levels of the Antarctic ice sheet as well, right? So this is about the the idea from our first speaker that he think the climate changing is not about the people at all. It's about the nature itself, right? But what about our speaker two, the second speaker? What did she say about the climate change? So now let's see about our text three. Let's not kid ourselves. Around 97% of experts believe that human activity is causing the climate. Do you think so, everyone? Yes, from my opinion, I think, of course, if you say nature is destroying the nature itself, it's not totally right? But the reason is about the people or human themselves who are causing the climate change as well. Because of many people activity nowadays, they are cut down the tree, they pollute the water, they pollute the air, they pollute everything in the world because of the development, right? But actually, this is about what people need and what people demand, right? But actually, the rise in greenhouse gases will continue to increase land and ocean temperatures. The greenhouse gases also the main reason to cause the climate change, because it will increase the land and ocean temperature. So when the land and the ocean temperature is getting high, so it means the temperatures or the weather or the climate in our country or in the earth will be causing or getting affected. And moreover, also the researcher also about the scientists say that in the next of the 50 years, our climate is going to be worse as well. Because what? Because people nowadays, they don't take any care about the climate change nowadays, okay? So they just think about the developing of the country, but they do not really care about how it was going to be for the in the next 50 years, how about the climate or how about the weather going to change, okay? It might sometimes getting really hot and sometimes getting really cold. It is about the climate change as well, right? And you know, many people and animals and plants will die if we do not change our habits now. So what are the habits that we are doing right now, like day by day? So like, you know, like the polluting the air. How can we know that we are polluting the air? Like we are using the transportation, like such as a motorcycle, car, or any vehicle that produce like the smoke and blow into the air. So this is about causing of the climate change as well. Like many people, they also pollute the water. Many people, they also pollute like the kind of like they cut down the trees, or the smoke from the factory goes up into the air. This is also the causings of the climate change that created by our human activity, right? So do you think so, everyone? So do you believe in our first speaker or the second speaker? Now, so let's move to our questions. So we have talked and discussed about our text already, right? So now let's take time to answer our two questions. Second question is, what prediction about climate change does the writer make in text 2? So if you are on page 38, so you can move to see our or read our text 2 again to answer this question. Okay, so in the second question, the writer thinks that if we wait, the temperature will drop again. Okay, now the third question, what are two extreme weather events mentioned by the writer? Okay, so what are the kind of causing or the problem that the writer mentioned in our text? It is about the drought and the flood. Okay, so like right now, some country, like in our country as well, in the rainy season, it's just like it doesn't have any rain because of what? That is show us about the climate is also changed as well, right? Okay, now we have finished about our first session, which we have talked about the climate, the reason or the causing of the climate change, right? According to our speaker, like the first speaker think the climate is changed by itself, and the second speaker think the climate is changed by the human. Okay. Right, so you can take a break for 10 minutes, and after you finish your break time, we can continue our class in our second session. Okay, enjoy your break time, everyone.